All right. So, going back to my roots here. Growing up, this was my primary training weapon. I had about an 80-pound heavy bag, not a freestanding one like this, but a hanging one, suspended from about that much rope up in the rafters of my barn, and I would go work it with my hands and my feet and a stave. This informed a big chunk of how I want to fight, how I want to move by preference. By default, I tend to use a slightly shorter staff. This one's, but you know, my height plus a hair. I'll go up to about this tall, depending. But it needs to be a hardwood. Anything less dense than ash, I destroy too fast. But I'm basically just going to work through a few of our drills, and then a little bit of the sort of free-form training that I did all the time growing up, that's formed so much of my approach to how we do things, and has formed my opinion that when we do spear, when we do axe, when we do anything, anytime you have a mass weapon or something on a stick, it's just a stick with benefits. Spear is just this with pointy bits. And we all get obsessed when we do spear with this part. Right? Can I thrust? Can I pull you right on here? Boom. Yeah, that's nice. And that's good to train. But that's mostly because we can't fight with this, especially one-on-one, the right way without breaking each other. Right? So we have our complemento drills we do, right? Where I start here. Simple stuff. And we move into more complicated flurries. All this becomes a settle, settle. Each settlement, my whole body, right? Just. And if you'll notice, I have one hand that stays roughly where this tape is from where I started to splinter this, and the other freeform. These are straightforward. Converting into a more horizontal impact, it's not too hard, right? I'm in here. Also notice my momentum is closer. Throwing things down was relatively common too. Better when it's moving. This one just kind of runs from me. But respect the piece of wood. We fight spear a lot, and we fight it gently and nicely. We fight axe. We fight it gently and nicely. For those that have a tough enough pal, I encourage you to do some experiments. Play with things like the alignment of your top hand, right? Here or here versus here or here. Yeah. Let's get this back in frame. But this is simple. This is weapons 101, guys. Before you fought with anything else, you'd fight with a stick. A big stick, a little stick. A spear is just a stick with pointy bits. Remember that in your training. Remember how we use these as a stick, right? I can take the steel head off a pole axe and put a rubber one on, and I still have a weapon with which something like this is very doable to do. The mass behind that blow, and that's a relatively light shot, right, is difficult. Parrying this is not going to happen. You got to slip it, you got to evade. And the speed at which that can switch from this straight to this is hard to overestimate, right? I'm in here. Flurries, blows, movements, right? Boom, boom, boom. Feet move in and out. This is your friend. Learning to use it, learning to use all of it will teach you things none of the other weapons can.